Hey guys, it's Al with techmadeezy, and I'm going to be doing a review on two minimalistic cases for the iPhone Air. Obviously, if you bought the iPhone Air, you really don't want to put a real thick case on it because then you lose the reason why you bought it in the first place. Now, these offer bumper protection, they offer some camera protection, and some body protection with some unique designs. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's take a moment and talk about what we're going to be covering in this video. And let me also say this video is not sponsored, so just keep that in mind. All right, we bought these cases to do this review, so if you could hit like later on. If you like our video, hit hype to help our channel, and then also subscribe and share our videos. But let's go ahead and cover what we're going to be covering in this video. So number one, I'll cover cost. I'll cover if there are some additional colors. By the way, many of these are available for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, so that's nice. I'll bring up an image showing those, but we're going to dig into looking at these cases, and then we're going to put them on the iPhone Air and kind of take a look and see if they really offer good protection and how they look, which is really important. I'll weigh the iPhone, then I'll weigh the cases with the iPhone, right? I'll also see if it's MagSafe compatible and if any of these two cases support, the magnetic power banks that are out there. So let's check this out. So I'm going to start off with this one here. I think it's one of the coolest. MSRP on this is $36.99. It actually comes in two colors. They also make colors for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, okay? I'm going to pull up the image for the colors real quick on this model here for the iPhone Air. And then I'll pull up the image for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, just so you could see that. All right. So let's crack this open, take a close look. There we go. So pretty nice case. This is one of my favorites if I'm doing minimalistic. Now I want to show you this little button here. When you push this button in, the bottom comes out. That's kind of how you get it on the phone. You put it on here and then you put this in. I'll show you in a moment. But slides in, pretty easy, locks in place. I've never had it come out. I've used it for a short period of time on another phone. Now here's going to be your ring protection. You've got these air bumpers in the corner. And we'll look at the other side as well. I just want to show you this side. You could see. The ring, we'll put that on the phone and show you how that works. Now, you do have some nice felt fabric on this in most places. So I don't see any up here, but definitely a good amount to protect the phone. All right, so let's put this on. So I'm going to take it apart so I can put it back together. Again, push this in and push it in hard. This will come out. It'll definitely be harder on the phone, but it's not impossible. And that's important because once this is on the phone, you really don't want it to come off. Now, this piece here is really going to just lay on the top of the phone and lay down across the camera. Put your finger on the top here so you hold this in place. What you're going to do is you're going to try to just get this piece in a little bit and then push on the bottom. And now you're going to have to push hard to get it to lock. You heard the click? I don't know if you heard the click, but it is now locked in place. Taking this off is going to be a little harder because you're going to have to hold it probably this way. Push this button in, and then you'll be able to release the bottom bracket. So I'm going to do this real quick so you can see it. So I'm going to push this in hard, and I am now able to wiggle this off. As you can see, it'll come off. So let's make sure it's locked back in place. That's important. All right, I heard the click. It's locked back in place. So let's just, this thing's dirty. You could see here, I mean, this is nice. I mean, it really still allows you to appreciate the thinness of the phone, but give you the protection. So let's take a good look. Well, first of all, if you look at the edges themselves, you'll notice that this sticks up and this sticks up. So you've got a nice bumper protecting the phone if it was to fall. Right? It's not touching the phone, it's touching the bumper. So I like that. Same thing on the other side. So that's good. On the bottom, same thing. Nice and raised, yet no issue whatsoever with access to the phone. Nice bumpers like that. The top, protecting that camera. And then you've got the ring. We'll check that out. But I am liking this, I'll tell you. This is going to be the one I'm going to be rocking for sure. And it does fully protect the camera lens. See, the lens is right underneath. So there's a drop of room before the lens shows up. I like that because if it falls like that, you've got protection, which is nice. Now, the ring, really, really cool, by the way. So this, you know, basically rotates all the way around, first of all. So you can use it as a kickstand that way. You can use it as a kickstand this way, whatever you want. You can even use it that way. So I like that. And they say that this is great for like magnetic car bases, so that'll work well with the magnetic car bases. I want to add one thing also. You know, if the phone was to fall this way, how much protection do you have? I mean, and you've got these small, you know, raised edges, right? You do have a couple of raised edges, so that's going to help. Really, though, if there's a rock or something, you know, it's not going to help. So have a glass screen protector, but, you know, if anything was in this area while this was falling down this way, you know, you're going to be in trouble. So make sure you have a glass screen protector on there. I'll put one in the video description if you want. Now, does this allow you to connect the MagSafe charger from Apple? I just don't know. Let's go ahead and see if this will work. All right, nice. That's good news. Wait a minute. Why is it on and off? That's not good. This is an Apple original MagSafe charger. That's bad. That's bad news. Well, that's why we do these videos. Well, I'll go ahead and weigh this next, and then we'll check out the second case. So I've got a UGreen. This is one that I love. Actually, the pricing is really nice most of the time. It's got a kickstand. This is a 10,000 milliamp. I don't know if it's going to work because we just tested the Apple MagSafe charger, this guy, and it just kept turning on and off. But I figured why not? I said I would. So let's take this and put it on top. Okay, it's on. I got 26%. It's staying on, so that's good news. So I'm going to wait until it says 27%. It's a good news. It actually says 27% right there. That works. So this actually works. It's just weird because these are both, I think, the same technology. I think this is maybe a faster charger. I'm not sure, but it worked. Let's check the iPhone weight by itself. 5.8 ounces. Check the weight with the case. I'm going to do it this way because this is a magnet. All right, 7 ounces. Don't forget, taking off the case, just hold it this way. Push this in all the way with your finger, hard, and then this will release and wiggle out. That's it. You're done. Here's our second one. As you can see, there's no ring on this specific one. This is $26.99. Comes in 2 colors. They also make colors for iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Let's take a quick look at the 2 colors for this model here for the iPhone Air. And then here are the colors for the 17 Pro and Pro Max. And we'll put links in the video description. But let's check this out. So here it is. Let's take a close look. So again, this is aluminum alloy, by the way. Both of these are aluminum alloy. You got the air cushion corners. So no other writing. From the side, you could see that the lifted edges. Inside, you've got that felt again. So we've got some felt going down more towards the bottom. You've got the ones here in the corners. Nothing up here. And again, here's those air corners. So putting this on can't be hard. I would think, yeah, you drop the top in. All right, nice little grip. I like that. So there's what it looks like. Covers the lens. I like that. Covers the lens really good. I like that. Covers the edges of the back of the phone all the way around. I like that. You've got your openings for the camera. You can see here, that's the camera button, so the opening is there. Obviously your power button's here. But if you're going to use your camera button, on the other side, you got your openings for your action button right here, which you can assign to do different things. Your volume buttons, and then it lifts back up to protect it. I like that. Top of the phone. The bottom. And, you know, obviously, you know, you've got a little bit of on the top, you know, just got to be careful. You know, it's because you want to probably have a glass screen protector, but it is nicely raised, as you can see. That's not bad. Now, does this work with the Apple MagSafe? We'll find out right now. We're just going to take this. Right? Huh. So wait a minute. That is interesting. Why is it doing that? It's not the case's fault this time because look. So is it something to do with the 17? I mean, excuse me, the iPhone Air? Because this is the Apple brand. So let me do this. Can I put it this way? Should it matter? Well, interesting, guys. So maybe the Air needs an update. because I just got this, and this is the first time I'm putting it on the MagSafe charger. And I was wondering if it was the other case, but it wasn't. So we just learned something. Does it work with our UGreen 10,000 milliamp charger? Now, this won't fit on here because it's too wide. I mean, I'm getting some magnet actually. It's interesting, but the magnet actually grabbed on and it is showing it's charging. So even though it's too wide, once I got it down, as long as the magnet can grab enough, see how it's sticking out a little bit on the end, but it's not here, it's actually charging. See that? It's charging. So, interesting. I think as long as that magnet can get a little bite, it actually still charges. So that works. So interesting, maybe we uncovered something, because this is fully updated, by the way. This has, not only iOS 26, but it actually has the latest, fixes and stuff that already came out. I had to update it again. But this doesn't work with the Air right now. Interesting. So we already know what the iPhone weighs. I'll pull the video up real quick so you could see that. And now let's check and see how much this weighs. .7 ounces. So I want to provide an update. If you remember earlier, when we connected the MagSafe charger to this case and the phone itself, it kept turning on and off. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe the iPhone Air needs a software update. That's not the case. Whatever I had this connected to before just wasn't providing enough power. And that's the reason why it was actually turning on and off. Now, it's interesting because MagSafe doesn't require a lot of power. Now, I'm going to connect this to this new power bank that just came out. Now, this thing on the left side has 140 watt. We're not going to use that. We're going to use the lower powered ports on the right side. And this will show us the voltage and the amperage, which we normally don't care about, but it'll actually show us how many watts it's providing to make it work. And you'll see it's not a lot. So let's check that out. So let's plug this in again to the low power. And we're going to take this, and as soon as I connect it, you're going to see the screen light up and you'll hear the sound. As you can see, it's staying on. So that's number one. Number two, you could see the lightning bolt in the corner there. You could see that it's actually charging. Now, this new charger that just came out is really, really cool because it's got a lot of capacity. You can bring it on an airplane, which is kind of nice. But this actually shows us that it's providing only 6.5 watts. Look at that, to make this thing work. So, it's working fine. And, the issue was this was connected to a low-powered plug that I was using. All right, so I just want to let you know there's no issue with the Air and there's no issue with MagSafe charging. Now, by the way, if you want to see the video we did on this, I'll put an image up on the upper left-hand corner, and I'll put a link in the video description. It's pretty cool. It's got even an adapter that goes on the bottom that'll allow you to charge an Apple Watch, which is funky, all right? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching our video. I sure hope you found it helpful. And if you did, give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and put our social media up on top if you want to follow us. And you'll be able to subscribe to our channel by clicking this round Tech Made Easy logo. Guys, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.